Welcome today's host, Sarah Kemp, as she leads discussions on substance use disorder and the journey to recovery. You're listening to Redefining Recovery, a recovery revolution.
Hello, everybody. As you can tell, this is not Caddy. Caddy is out this week. She is in Shakopee Prison doing a recovery coach academy. So I am filling in for her. I'm Sarah. I am joined with...
And I'm Darnell Cox. I'm Director of Operations at Minnesota Recovery Connection. I'd also like to take this time to thank our sponsors. Special thanks to our generous funders, including the Patrick and Amy Butler Family Foundation, Otto Brimmer Trust, the Sauer Family Foundation, and the Hardenberg Foundation, along our other many foundation corporate and individual contributors for making the podcast series possible. Sorry, I got a little jumbled there.
It's okay. This is a new experience for all of us. For me to be the host, and Darnell has only been on the show once, so we're making it work.
Yeah.
And who is our guest today?
Hi, I'm Bobby Yang. I'm from Recovery Cafe Frogtown, where I am the Program and Community Engagement Coordinator.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today, Bobby.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
So what we usually do when we start the show is we go around and we say what's right with us. So, Bobby, what is right with you today?
Wow, what's right? I woke up on the right side of the bed, so that's fun. Well, yeah, I usually wake up pretty early. If 6:30 is early, that's early for me. And I got up and I walked around the house. I usually try to lay in my bed for a little bit and just scroll on my phone. But today, I got up, I walked, I read from my iPad, and
Nice.
That was pretty sweet.
That's a nice way to start a morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. My mornings usually start at 5 a.m. I'm the same way. I got to get up and I got to get moving, start that day out. Yeah.
That's usually what happens to me, too. I don't have time like that.
Yeah.
It's like if you wake up, you got to get up out of bed right away. Otherwise, you'll just be sleepy.
Get the day rolling.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or your kids will find you in bed and get you up.
I beat them up every day.
Oh, do you?
Oh, yeah.
Darnell, what's right with you today?
What's right with me is I'm actually feeling a lot better. I was sick all weekend, and I'm probably like 90% now, so I may have a little bit of a sniffle, but I'm feeling a lot better. Still just trying to take care of myself, self-care, and just take it easy.
Do you want to share your big news?
Sure, I can share my big news.
It's exciting.
Yeah. No, so I've been in recovery for about 2.5 years now, and one of the last big steps I needed was to get my license back in good standing. And over the past month, I did a lot of navigating through a lot of situations, spent a lot of money, had to go take my driving test, behind the wheel, all that stuff. Starting as of yesterday, I'm now legally able to drive.
Yay!
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a big deal.
It is. Actually, I've never had a license in my entire life, so
That just goes to
That's
show
awesome.
what recovery can do.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I'm proud of myself, and it was a long time coming. So much money I gave to DMV though, but
I'm sure they like to get their money where they can.
They do. Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah. Sarah, what's up right with you?
What's right with me is I'm starting to feel better as well. I've also been sick. And then I got my boyfriend sick. So whoopsies.
Oh no.
That's
but
the way to do it.
But feeling better, glad to be back at work and excited to do this show. When Caddy asked me, I was a little nervous at first, but then I got excited about it. And I'm excited to talk to Bobby today and learn more about him and Recovery Cafe Frogtown and what they got going on. Yeah. So, Mr. Bobby, introduce yourself. Who are you? How did you get into the recovery world? Are you in recovery yourself?
Yeah. So, again, my name is Bobby, and again, I'm from Recovery Cafe Frogtown. We are a community space that supports people in recovery. And for us, recovery is anything like substance use or mental health challenges, homelessness, etc. We have some people who just like to come and hang out with people, which is really awesome. So about me, how did I get into recovery work? I was working in housing and mental health for like 2023 to 24. And it was a big transition, career change from working in finance. And I, at the time in 2022, I had a lot of time to just kind of think about my life and read books and whatnot. And so
Mhm.
I thought that I wanted to start working in mental health and eventually become a therapist. And so in 2023, I transitioned into working as a housing stabilization services project, or sorry, program manager. And that was pretty cool. Not exactly my cup of tea, but I definitely learned a lot.
Hey,
Um,
Bobby, could you let us know what a housing stabilization worker is?
yeah, so I was um, I was managing the program at an organization, but at the time, nonprofits, they don't have a lot of money. And so on that wing, I was just building up the program. Now, what they do is they have three services that they provide: housing consultation, sustaining and transitioning. And it was only me, and so I was developing the program and also doing the sustaining and transitioning services. And so what it does is it supports people in their transitioning or sustaining their housing. I believe, oh, it's been a while now. Believe you have to be over 18 and have medical assistance. And there's like one more requirement in there.
Okay.
Sort of the idea is to help people find housing, to support them in places where they are having challenges supporting themselves in looking for housing, and really to be a housing advocate for them.
That's amazing. That's definitely a hot ticket item in recovery. Is individuals need that space to have sustainable housing, a place to live, lay their head, and to grow and flourish in recovery. So that's amazing work you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was challenging. I really had to learn it from the ground up.
I can only imagine
Hmm.
all the learning curves that you had during that.
Oh yeah, very steep. But yeah, I mean, from there I went and worked as an arms worker. That's adult mental health rehabilitation services worker. Yeah,
That's a
and
mouthful.
I forget it sometimes. We just say arms.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I think it was really in that work, and also working with clients for housing stabilization services. I saw that a lot of people who were accessing these services, they didn't have community. They didn't really have a lot of
Mm.
connections. And so when I was working with one of my arms clients, they had asked me to go with them to Recovery Cafe Frogtown.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and just to support them there as they try to get back into community and build their own. And what I saw there was incredible. And so one day I just asked my now boss, like, "Hey, do y'all have a job here?" And lo and behold, she said, "Oh, I'm in the process of creating one." My boss, Tasha Walsh,
Yeah.
she was in the process of creating one, and when it opened up, I applied and I got the job, and that's how I got introduced to Recovery Cafe Frogtown, and also where I started learning more about recovery in general.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I think it goes to show the importance of community. No matter what, if you're in recovery or you're looking for housing, having that community is so important.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think at that time, my goal was still to become a therapist. And I felt like being in that community, seeing my client in that community and meeting the other community members, I felt like I really had something that I needed to learn here.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
that's amazing. Yeah.
So we're going to take a quick break. But you are listening to Redefining Recovery, a Recovery Revolution on AM 950. Be right back.
All right. See you then.
Talk to you soon.
We've all seen the man at the liquor store begging for your change.
Well, welcome back to Recovery. Oh my gosh. Redefining Recovery, a recovery revolution. I swear I know what I'm doing. So welcome back. We are here with Darnell and Bobby from Recovery Frogtown Cafe. So Bobby, I know you're an ally to the recovery community. So can you talk a little bit about what an ally is?
Yeah. So for me, what an ally is someone who doesn't necessarily identify as being in recovery, but is in full support of the recovery community and everything people need for their own recovery journeys. And so a lot of what that looks like for me is just advocating for the things that people centering on what people need for their own recovery, and also trying my best to stay involved in the recovery community, particularly with a lot of what y'all and what Marco has been doing, which is the Minnesota Alliance of Recovery Community
Organizations. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and just getting involved with political action for recovery.
That's awesome. So what have you learned about the recovery community since getting into Recovery Cafe Frogtown?
Yeah, one concept that I've really enjoyed quite a bit in just working more in general, getting into working into social services. It's just that there's just so many worlds within worlds.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't realize how big the recovery community was in Minnesota. So I'm Hmong, and recovery is not really a thing that people talk about in the Hmong community.
I've
and
heard that
so-
before.
Yeah. So I just never encountered it, at least not explicitly.
Mm-hmm.
And so being a part of the community now, it's just like, wow, there's just so many people here. And what I've learned is that people really love to support each other in the recovery community, which
Yeah.
is absolutely incredible, absolutely necessary for recovery.
And I know for me, and I don't know about you, Darnell, but when I was in my active use, I isolated a lot. I didn't, go around a lot of people. So once I got in my recovery and I found my community, it made a difference.
Yeah. For me, I mean, my circle was so small and so isolated that I had people that I associated with, but it wasn't the right crowd, and
Yep.
it essentially has kept me stuck in the same spot.
Yeah.
Best part of recovery is meeting new people, like-minded, where you can grow and flourish and find that spot that you can be you and grow from there. And that's how I found at Minnesota Recovery Connection.
And I'm sure people have found that at Frogtown.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, as I shared earlier, and this resonates with your experience too. It's a lot of people who are needing the services that are offered in these spaces. They're often isolated, and so seeing people come in and staying for months, and then now they're just a part of our community, and they come and they hang out and see their friends at the Recovery Cafe Frogtown, other members. That's just really, really beautiful to see, and you see that people, they do maintain their recovery when they have a community. And I think that the quality of life for a lot of people generally is higher when they have a community that they're part of, particularly a community that supports their goals as well. And in a recovery community, that's what we're here for.
And
Totally.
I think too, to also just to piggyback off that, someone that also understands what you're going through too can make a huge difference in somebody's recovery. So if they can find a community that understands it, hopefully you're more likely to go back to it.
Yeah, and to share the successes, share the struggles, somebody to rely on.
Yep.
It's all important to grow, for sure.
It sure is.
Yeah.
So Bobby, what is something you have learned about yourself while being in the recovery world?
Yeah, I feel like I've learned a lot of things, but when I came into working at Recovery Cafe Frogtown, I still wanted to be a therapist, and I think that that's still something I'm interested in. But in having been in recovery and just learning so much more about the ins and outs of how the recovery space is supported through policies or not supported enough through policies. I think something I've really learned about myself, and same with my past job as well. I think that those experiences, the hardships in facing different kinds of regulations or how the policies are set up around certain things, and now particularly in the recovery field, it made me realize that I have a passion for learning more about how these systems work,
Mm.
and to also potentially be a part of the solution or to build solutions with other people
I sense
for
some
these.
advocacy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that that's sort of where my uh, my skill sets has been broadened just by working at Recovery Cafe Frogtown in particular, because
Mhm.
I don't think I've had as much um, access and or participation to policy advocacy before working
Sure.
here, at Recovery Cafe Frogtown. And we've been able to do some cool things with you guys and with
Mhm.
Marco and with other organizations, and that's really opened my eyes to a lot of things. And I also have been I'm a little behind on some of the news in the recovery space, but that's something I try to keep up with as well.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's awesome that you're looking at advocacy. We need a voice to make things change to we can really get the support we need for individuals that are in recovery. Stuff like the housing situations, finding treatment, direct access to care, that type of stuff. It's policies need to be changed, and any voice that can help us get that done is definitely appreciated.
Yeah, I'd very much like to give also a shout out to Gong Recovery, which is founded by Yang Mo and Sienna Mo Yang. I think that they're very new RCO, and they partnered with us back in January to do a community voices town hall.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that that's something that's really fired me up too.
yeah,
That one, and also Marco's advocacy workshop.
yeah,
Yeah, and so that's those are really things that made me see the need for a collaboration between nonprofits and
Mhm.
RCOs and policy makers and then policy advocates. Because I think for the town hall event, it was centered on the Hmong community. And there's really a big need for more advocacy and also just education within the community to uh, combat stigma. You know.
yeah. Awesome.
And so I'd like to turn now to Frogtown because I feel like you've said the name a lot, but we haven't really talked about it. So what is Recovery Cafe Frogtown?
Yeah, so it's a community space. We are located under Faith Lutheran Church. So we are at 499 Charles Avenue, St. Paul, in the heart of Frogtown. So thus Recovery Cafe Frogtown. And yeah, again, it's a community space. We our core model. Recovery Cafe Frogtown is part of a broader network of recovery cafes,
Mhm.
the Recovery Cafe network. It started out in Seattle, and I think before my time in 2021 was when my boss Tasha Walsh and some other folks, they came together and they created Recovery Cafe, or they wanted to bring that model here. And back then, I think there were 17 recovery cafes nationwide, and now they are over 60 or 70. I can't remember.
Holy
correctly.
buckets.
Yeah, so
I didn't
it's
know that.
yeah, so it's incredible, and one just opened up in Anoka,
Yep, I heard
Recovery
that.
Cafe
Yeah,
in Anoka.
yeah,
Yeah, and I grew up right around Coon Rapids, so it's which is right next door to Anoka, and where their church is, where their location is. I used to live like a bike rides away from there, and so yeah, the core model of the Recovery Cafe network really is the peer recovery circles, which Darnell, you have been to, or you're part of one
yeah.
at our place. Yeah.
Yeah, so a little bit about me and Frogtown Recovery Cafe is so I'm there on Wednesdays. I host a circle on Wednesday nights
What
at
is
4
a
o'clock.
circle?
Oh, a circle is a recovery meeting that the members of the Recovery Cafe participate in. It's a 1 hour meeting. It really focuses around success or a challenge of the week, and then a goal for going forward for next week. Just to touch base with the same individuals on a week by week basis to stay connected. Then afterwards, we have basketball.
A little plug for men's
Yeah,
basketball.
men's basketball, 5 to 7. We'd love to see you there.
Yeah, and I would add to the circle is that something we do after each share is just opening it up for feedback or words of affirmations or encouragements.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, the value in that is I feel like in so many spaces we look for the best possible answers or best practice things to
Mhm.
say. But really, in these circles, what's really beautiful about it is that um, no one there is an expert, or maybe there might be a few, who knows?
Right.
But really, you offer to people what you have, you know, and it gives you the opportunity to show people where you're at and to um, give a little bit of what you know, which is really great,
Yeah.
and so there's that. That really is the core part of Recovery Cafe. Um, and then we also have just like a bunch of auxiliary programs uh, to fill in or to create a sense of wholeness in people's lives. So like the basketball, for instance, is one of them. And we at Recovery Cafe Frogtown, man, we've got
have a lot of classes.
A lot of stuff.
A lot of things.
I heard you have a barista class.
Yes, we we have a barista training program, and our barista, she isn't here with us. Well, she comes every once in a while. She recently got a job.
Darn
And
it.
so yeah, it's super awesome. But that's the latte hour is usually 2 to 3 on Mondays.
Okay.
And so she still comes by when she can, and she makes drinks here and there. But it was really cool to sort of have that a little bit of job training. So that's one of the things we do. Some other things we do, we have arts and crafts that happens weekly as well on Mondays and Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. We also have a Bible study. That's how I got introduced to Recovery Cafe Frogtown from my last job with my client at that time. And then we partner. So, we also have recovery navigators as well.
From
AmeriCorps. Yes, from AmeriCorps.
AmeriCorps Recovery Corps. I'm sorry, I'm the on-site supervisor for our recovery navigators. So I
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So recovery navigators are very great to have. What do your recovery navigators do?
Yeah. So they work with some of our the people who come through our door who are looking for that extra support to work with someone who can help direct them towards the resources that are necessary.
So they're providing peer support for the folks at Frogtown.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
So yeah, they what are they called? Raps. They do raps, and then I forgot what it's an acronym for.
The raps.
Yeah, maybe
Wellness.
Recovery action plans.
Recovery action
Yeah,
plan.
wellness recovery action plans,
Yep.
and they meet biweekly to check in with that and just to continue to offer that peer support.
I love the fact that you guys have so many different things going on that there could be something for anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing we're trying to think of too is just to again consider how we want to expand some of those things. And so again, in working with Gong Recovery, we added a culturally specific recovery circle on Mondays at 6 p.m. So that one
Hosted
is,
by you?
Yang and Sienna.
that's
Gong
awes-
Recovery.
Oh, cool.
But before that, they have a thing called Phugcovery, where they serve pho from 5 to 6 p.m.
Oh wow.
And that's open to anybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Who doesn't love pho?
I don't know.
It's so good.
So if somebody wanted to see a list of like everything that Frogtown has to offer, how could they find that?
Yeah, you can go to our website at recoverycafe.org. And if you scroll down, you'll see, or actually, there should be a tab on the top that says schedules. And if you click on that, you can find a copy of our schedule there, and it'll show you what we do weekly. And I have a copy pulled up in front of me right now. It's impossible to remember everything without it.
Yeah, you
because
guys
we
have a
have a
lot
lot.
happening.
We have a lot happening. Yeah. And, we also have a lot of great partnerships too. Because then outside of the uh, uh, recovery navigators, we don't offer a lot of like direct service, like billable services. And so we were talking about housing stabilization services earlier. We actually have our friend Kirsten from Next to Home Connect, who on Thursdays, so that's today, she's posted at this little corner, and people can come in and receive housing support there, and go through the HSS process with them.
Nice. I know you talked about members, like you guys have members. So what is that? What does that look like? Or Darnell, if you want to speak to that, since you're a member there.
Yeah, I can speak to that. Bobby can help me out if I forget anything. So essentially, being a member of Recovery Cafe Frogtown, there's a requirement of participating in one circle a week, and also doing one type of community volunteer activity. It could be cleaning up, taking out the garbage, or just connecting with one of the other members and talking with them and hanging out with them, and just supporting one another, right?
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So when you come to Recovery Cafe Frogtown for your first time, we have everyone who comes through the door fill out a guest enrollment form.
Okay.
So we can keep track of everyone who comes in, and usually after your third time, so you can come in 3 times after that, and after that third time, we encourage people to become members. So when you become when we encourage you to become a member, we set you up for new member introduction. We have a set time for it, which is Tuesdays at 1 p.m. But if that doesn't work for that individual, we can schedule it at another time. And during that time, usually the executive director, she likes to do those just so that she can see everybody. Because a lot of times, she's stuck in the office.
Well, I mean, it keeps her connected to who's attending Frogtown.
Absolutely.
What kind of people are utilizing your services, things like that.
Yeah, and during those new member introductions, she, that's when they do the enrollment forms for membership enrollment forms.
And is it free? I just thought of that.
Yes.
Okay.
There we go.
Because some people will want to know if it's free or if it costs money. So
yeah, it's absolutely free at no financial cost.
good.
The only thing that's asked is, like Darnell says, is to commit to a recovery circle once a week. And usually we have folks in the new member introductions pick out which one works best for their schedule, and we ask folks to try to commit to that particular circle, just to continue building the sense of community and togetherness in that particular group.
Right.
And if it doesn't work out for whatever reason, we can find a different time.
Oh, okay. So you can make it customizable, maybe, sort of.
Maybe. Yeah. But so that's the only cost, and being a member gives you access to all of our activities. But being a guest, there are some activities that are exclusive to our members, but we do have a lot of things like our lunch, which is noon to 1, Monday through Thursday, that's open.
You guys do a lot of outings and stuff too, right?
We do a lot of outings. Yep, member exclusive outings.
What kind of outings?
Yeah.
Might entice people.
Well, we went bowling last time.
Okay.
went bowling. I think we went to the zoo, Como Zoo. We were supposed to go to Minnesota Zoo, but the one day that they closed,
Oh,
it was
gotcha.
the date that we had picked out ahead of time. And then there was the apple orchard. And if we're not doing outings, we're doing innings, I guess, which
Okay.
is usually looks like a meal to celebrate a particular event or holiday. Like we had our Thanksgiving.
Wait, didn't you guys give away a turkey this year?
Yeah, it was our turkey bingo.
That's
And
what
so
I remember seeing a flyer for that.
yeah, it was really, really fun. Yeah, I think I brought it over.
Yes,
one
you did.
time.
Yes, you did. So, okay, let's see. What have you seen change in Frogtown since you've been there? What's the future of Frogtown, or do you think the future might look like?
Yeah, so I think what I've definitely seen a change in the capacity that we have with me being there, which is really cool because then I mean I think about all the things that I'm doing, and I'm like, oh my goodness, how were they doing this?
What
Like,
What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, as the program and community engagement coordinator, I help with the programming. Been doing a lot of bringing in new programming, and uh, you know, one of those I'm going to talk about in a bit, which is the fundraiser event. So we have a bunch of things like that, and as the community engagement coordinator, I do a lot of going out
Yes,
to other
that used to be my job too, so I get it.
Yeah. So I mean, and we connected early on when I
Yep.
started. I mean, I come by MRC every once in a while, and I bring in a lot of other organizations in the recovery community to check out our space, just because we offer something that's a little bit different from most other organizations.
So you're talking about new programs. Is there something that's in the works right now that you can talk about for new programming, or keeping everything kind of the same right now?
Yeah. So one thing that we like to do that's really important to us is we ask the community what's wanted, and what they would like to do. And we recently did a poll, and one of the things that's sort of in the works right now is doing art therapy, because then arts and crafts is one of our more popular day programs.
Well,
And
it's so
so-
relaxing.
Yeah, it is really relaxing. And I've been able to participate a handful of times too, and I've really loved it. I've always known I would like arts and crafts. I've just
Mhm.
never done it. And so I think coming up after this fundraiser event, we're really gonna hone in on getting that art therapy, and we have someone, and so we're just gonna try to find it in the schedule to implement it as more of like a directed kind of arts and crafts.
Oh, okay. So like have
with
a
therapeutic.
like a topic, if that's the right word, but like one day do painting or something like that, and do something else
like
another
that.
day.
Yeah, we're still hammering out the details, but yeah, we have someone really cool doing it. I think it should be okay for me to share who it is. It's Susie Johnson, which I'm sure not a lot of people.
I don't know that name,
but
I feel like I should have known that name
no,
the way Bobby was looking at us. I'm like, do I know this person?
No, I'm sorry. When I say that, it's because they're really cool to me. So Susie is really cool to me, and she's gonna be doing art therapy at Recovery Cafe Frogtown, and we're still trying to figure out when that.
Well,
will
she's
be.
committed now because you said it on the radio.
Shout
So
out
Yeah.
to Susie, right?
Susie, you're committed now. Just didn't know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, we're gonna take another break, and we will come back and we will talk about the fundraiser that Recovery Cafe Frogtown has. Thanks for listening to Redefining Recovery, Recovery Revolution on AM 950.
This guitar needs 6 strings, 'cause without it there's no song. And this house needs love in it, 'cause without it there's no home. And there's one thing that I've learned through this year of being alone.
Welcome back. I'm Darnell from Minnesota Recovery Connection. This is Refocusing
Redefining
Recovery Revolution. Thank you, Sarah, for that help. I'd like to take a quick second to thank our previous Walk for Recovery sponsors, a bunch of amazing organizations that made it possible last September. And also just to let everybody know, if you're interested in being a sponsor for our walk upcoming this year, it'd be September 13th.
Yep, 13th.
On this September. Sponsorship will be opening on May 1st on our website. So check there. We hope to see you there at the walk. We appreciate your support.
And or any other people that just want to donate, no matter what you can donate. We appreciate anything that you can help Minnesota Recovery Connection continue to do the amazing things that we do. Volunteering, providing support for those in recovery, our Recovery Month activities, things like that.
Yeah, we love to bring people together and for the common cause. And we'd love to see you at the walk here in September.
Yes.
I appreciate you.
Yes.
All right. And we're back with Bobby from Recovery Cafe Frogtown. And Bobby's going to share with us a really cool fundraiser that's happening next week. I'll let Bobby kind of tell us what's going on with that and what you could expect if you're interested.
Yeah. So part of my role, I've been working on this fundraiser since a long time now.
They usually take a long time.
they do. And so we've been doing a number of things in preparation for it. But so the Recovery Cafe Frogtown, this is our very first fundraiser.
Wow.
And
That's
so,
so cool.
it's really exciting. And so the name of the event is called Reaching for the Stars. And our tagline is Together We Shine Brighter.
I like it.
So so this event really, with the theme really embodies the aspirations of our members in our community as we all strive for a brighter future together. And it's our first fundraiser, so we didn't really know what to expect, and so we decided that we would reach for the stars.
There you go.
And we have a fundraising goal of $10,000.
Okay.
And so it will be on Thursday, April 10th from 5 to 8 p.m. We'll
at Recovery Cafe Frogtown.
Yep, at the Recovery Cafe Frogtown, 499 Charles Avenue, St. Paul. And again, it's going to be, when you get there, you're going to see Faith Lutheran Church. We're right under Faith Lutheran Church. And so the event is going to be sort of a gala type event. We're going to have like a social hour once doors open at 5 o'clock.
You're going to have a red carpet?
Well, not that kind of gala. Just
So where can somebody find a ticket if they wanted to get a ticket for this?
Yeah, you can find it. You can get a ticket at our website. So when you go to our website, it will be right in your face. It'll be a gold button.
What is your website? recoverycafefrogtown.org.
There you go.
And there'll be a gold button at the bottom right. And so tickets are $50 a pop. And so all of that will go into our fundraising goal. And so we're going to have the social hour, a dinner, some speakers, and then we also have a silent auction.
Wow.
Yeah, you can start bidding as soon as you get there, or as soon as doors open. And then we have a bunch of really cool items already.
Any sneak peeks you can give us or no?
Yeah, I can give a few sneak peeks.
Okay.
Well, we're right there. I could probably... I am most excited about the immersion blender, but we do have some really big, awesome big ticket items. So we got donated a certificate for a 5-hour boat
dinner cruise type thing.
Yeah,
or a dinner cruise type thing.
Not a dinner cruise. It's like where you go on a boat and you hang out on the boat for like 5 hours on a lake.
Yeah.
Is that
kind of like a tour, like a boat tour or something?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's called, but yeah.
I just saw it today, so I don't
Well, let's hope
remember.
it's not like Gilligan's Island where you're on a 3-hour boat tour and you get
No.
I don't know why that just popped into my head, but it totally did.
Yeah, that would be a nice summer getaway with the family. You know, maybe do a little fishing or something on the lake.
Yeah.
And yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
great. That's awesome.
absolutely. Yeah. Another thing that we have is a in studio photo shoot.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I didn't know that those were like really expensive.
Oh yeah, they are. for
I didn't
sure.
know that.
Yeah.
So,
I
so
feel like anything with boats is expensive.
Yeah.
and then I think another really cool one is we actually have we got a service donation from a sculpture artist or like with welding.
Oh wow.
And so yeah, that's a silent auction item as well. You can bid on it, and if you get it, then you can get a 2-hour like you pick the design and this person will weld it for you.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow,
And
that
it's
is really
like a
nice.
small table art sculpture.
Yeah, like a little discussion piece to put in your table and say, hey, let me tell
Exactly.
you this story when I
Yeah.
got this. Yeah, that's
Oh
that's
my
awesome,
gosh,
man.
that is a great
That is
conversation
awesome.
starter.
Yeah. So yeah, we got cool stuff like that and some art as well, you know. So if anyone's interested in any of those things, coming to the silent auction or to the event, and then participating in the silent auction, hopefully you can get something at a pretty discounted price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a deadline for when people can buy tickets?
So it's coming up really quick. So it's next Thursday.
Yeah, so I didn't know if there was
Uh,
like a cutoff for you guys, so you know like how much food to get or something.
Yeah, I think I if I remember correctly, we're cutting off on Monday.
Okay.
So that's when we're gonna have the final
Sure.
numbers for everything.
Okay.
And so
So
Yeah.
get your tickets now.
Get your tickets now. And Sarah mentioned food. It had me thinking, you know what you guys are serving for food?
oh yeah, I just saw it today. Stuffed pork loin
Ooh.
and a chicken bake, something yeah, something like that.
Nice.
Let me I can double check that right now because it's right at the top of my emails.
I
right?
always feel like food is a great get for people.
Oh yeah, especially good food to bring
Mhm.
people coming
And-
together for sure.
And supporting a great organization that's
Yeah.
doing great things for the community in general, the recovery community, bringing people together. You get to
Yeah.
support something that's so great.
Yeah, it makes people's whole recovery come together, meet new people. It really gives them a home base to grow, and it's important work you guys do. And we need the funding too, so that'd be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, as a nonprofit, we're reliant.
Yeah.
Oh, we know that one
grants
too
and
well.
Donations, and so this event really is to let people know again that we're doing great work, and we can't continue doing this great work or expand it without the support of our communities. You know, and
Yeah.
without the support of people.
Yeah. And I think it's so important to continue this work any way we can. Get fundraisers, doing the walk for recovery like Minnesota Recovery Connection is, and just finding ways to keep it going. So, Bobby, do you have any parting words for our listeners? We got
Oh,
about a minute.
I'm always really bad at this.
I know I am too. So,
I'm a true Minnesotan with Minnesotan goodbyes. I can never do it. But parting words, yeah, I guess, you know, for whoever's listening, just to get plugged in, to get involved in you know, your community, whether that's the people around you or communities of your interests, you know, because I'm thinking now more than ever, community is going to be really important, and it is the core of our resilience.
it sure is. Well, thank you, Bobby, for coming on the show today. Caddy will be back next week. She will be talking about her experience being in Shakopee Women's Prison this past week doing an RCA. So thank you for listening to Redefining Recovery, a recovery revolution at AM 950.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye.